Springfield Armory Emissary. First shots. Hey there friends, thanks for checking in. Here is a Springfield Armory Emissary. Springfield released this July 28th, 2021, and it is a beautiful 1911. It has all the modern features that shooters love while keeping that 1911 platform with a 5-inch barrel and a shooter right out of the case. I shot this so well, I was just amazed. It is a nice 1911 handgun. Many modern features. I thought it would be cool to compare the differences between the Emissary and some of the modern features with the Springfield Armory Mil-Spec 1911. Now the Mil-Spec, the one that Springfield makes, is as close as anywhere that you're going to find to a true John Browning Mil-Spec 1911. Many reviews on several accounts from highly respected publications say that this is the closest that you are going to get. So they are very different in many ways. Both excellent shooting handguns. But let's check out some of those differences that the Emissary offers compared to a Mil-Spec 1911. Let's start with the grip. Check out that G10 grip. Not only is the color contrasted, but the texturing on there is amazing, and what they're able to accomplish with the flat mainspring housing is that same texturing as well as the front strap. So when you grip this Emissary, it just feels so nice in the hand. If we look at the Mil-Spec, it has wood grips that have diamond checkering and a arched mainspring housing. It does have some vertical serrations there, but it is an arched mainspring housing, as where the Emissary uses a flat mainspring housing. No texturing in the front, and the Mil-Spec has a 7-round magazine, and the Emissary comes with 2 8-round magazines. If we look at these, you can see that the followers certainly are different, as well as the base plate. Okay, we can check it out. Maybe down here is a better look. You can see the difference there. An additional round with the newer Emissary opposed to the Mil-Spec model. Let's take a look at that slide. See that gloss finish? And on top here, it is a matte finish, and it does have serrations on the top. If we look at the Mil-Spec 1911, it has a Parkerized finish, and so there is no reason to do a matte finish because the whole slide, the whole frame, everything is a Parkerized finish and no serrations. If we look at the Beaver Tail, you can see that it's not as long as what the Emissary offers, but the thumb safeties are very similar. Of course, the placement is, but the Emissary is a larger thumb safety. Let me get a better view of that. Here is the thumb safety with the Emissary and the thumb safety with the Mil-Spec. Hopefully that will pick up. If we look at the slide serrations, you can see that they back in the day, this was pretty standard. They just used vertical slide serrations. And then with the Emissary, it has deep cut slide serrations that are very modern, as well as forward serrations. And of course, you're not going to see that on the Mil-Spec model. If we look at the business end of the pistol, both of these are unloaded, by the way. Made sure of that. You can see that what Springfield offers is called a tri-cut, as where with the Mil-Spec 1911, it is rounded. Very different in many ways. Now, you can see that it does have a barrel bushing on the right with the Mil-Spec model. The Emissary uses a bull barrel that is bushingless, and therefore the disassemble is quite different. We're going to talk about that. On the dust cover, there is a pick rail to add accessories. Not so much with the Mil-Spec. All right, we wouldn't expect that, but here we're talking modern features. The sight system, they use a very similar sight system to the Hellcat. It does have a U dot. I love this sight system. They also have it on the Elite models, and a tritium front dot that has a luminescent outline. Just an amazing sight picture, works great at the range. The Mil-Spec 1911 has 3 dots. And you can see that it is a much thinner rear sight. And then the front sight is right there, right into the slide, as where this is much wider, more heavier built. And then, of course, if you look at the frame, you can see the color contrast with the Emissary compared to the Mil-Spec. I've shot them both on occasion, several times, and I think they're great. I'm a huge fan of 1911s, and shooting the Emissary was just so nice. I love that single action trigger pull. And then if we look at the trigger, we will see that they went with a flat face trigger that I am measuring at 4.5 pounds. And it's a beautiful trigger right there with the reset right there for the follow-up shots. The Mil-Spec 1911 also has a single action trigger, right? It's the 1911. But it is not a flat face. But, I don't have a problem with this. I like the Emissary one a little bit better, but I am measuring that at 4.75 pounds. So not a great difference in terms of the trigger weight. But we noticed that there are so many changes from the original design that Springfield offers with the Emissary. I mentioned that this has a bushingless bull barrel, as where the Mil-Spec model has a bushing. Therefore, the disassemble is a little different. Let's go ahead and check that out, and I'll speed it up a bit. Here we can take a look at the hammers. The Mil-Spec model on the right uses a spurred hammer. Okay, very, very traditional, as where it's a skeletonized hammer with the Emissary. And the trigger guard on the Mil-Spec is rounded off, as where the Emissary uses a squared trigger guard. Both nice 1911s, both are Springfield Armory. It just instills confidence. But I will mention, I shot the Emissary so much better. Those modern features, along with that flat trigger and the overall feel and function of the Emissary, just was so nice. I cannot even explain. You'll have to try it for yourself. No arguments with the Mil-Spec. I think a lot of 1911 purists would choose the Mil-Spec because it is the closest you're going to find to a Mil-Spec, original John Browning design. However, if they give the Emissary a try and they experience the same accuracy that I did, it just might win them over. If you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.